Now will we see the magic?
All right, where's Murray? Okay, who is it?
This is Jesus, kid.
Know then that it is the year 10,191.
Yes, we are bored. We're all bored now.
Hi, good night.
Good night.
I should stop eating the carrots.
No. I'm not.
Yeah, we can get your mouth crunching away on
Yeah.
on the recording.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so is it recording now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Should we say hello? Or?
hello and welcome to Not Exactly Mary versus the Movies. This is a bonus episode that we're doing because we're moving right now and just don't have time to do the real normal sitting in our home studio show. So we are with our friend Carolyn West, who is
Hello.
Hi. You are a writer and sometime comedian, I guess.
Yeah.
In Philadelphia. And we are here at Laurel Hill Cemetery to watch Creature from the Black Lagoon, which
From 1980.
no, it's not. No. That's one reason why it's a bonus episode. Also, this is a 1954 monster movie. I've watched a lot of Universal horror movies. Frankenstein is one of my favorite movies. But I've seen Wolfman, all that stuff, Invisible Man, Dracula. I have not seen Creature from the Black Lagoon. So that's kind of the one monster missing from my trophy case, and I'm excited to watch this.
Yeah.
Carolyn suggested it. It's being shown at Laurel Hill Cemetery here in Philadelphia, and
And it may rain while we're watching it.
It might rain.
To add
It
to the ambiance.
Yeah, we're recording this a couple days after the smoke came through the city, and
Deep breaths.
Yep, it's a little hazy even now, but whatever. I survived going to bars in the aughts before they had smoking bans, so really, how much worse off am I? So, Carolyn, what are your thoughts on this movie?
So I've never seen it.
Okay.
I'm not a big horror person. I will, to give you sort of an idea of how not a horror person I am, like watching Scooby-Doo as a kid, there would always be a moment within the episode when it got too intense for me and I had to leave the room.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never seen Creature from the Black Lagoon. But I remember, I had some introduction to it in that when, in grade school, when we had the book fairs, I remember one year there was, a coloring book of, movie monsters.
Okay.
And it had Dracula and Frankenstein and the Mummy and the Wolfman and the Creature from the Black Lagoon. And that's pretty much that image to color in. Is my...
What color did you make him?
I didn't buy the book. It was too intense.
So
I saw it. So in the 80s, there, I think Burger King and Channel 48 had a special where it's they're going to show the Creature from the Black Lagoon in 3D, and so you got glasses from Burger King. And we're all excited, and it's like, oh my god, I can't wait to see this. I've never seen anything in 3D, or maybe this was, I forget if this was before Jaws 3D or whatever. But.
okay.
So then it happens, I'm sitting there, I got my glasses on, and I'm all excited. My dad, he had seen House of Wax, I guess, back in the day.
Yeah.
And it comes on, and it just looks like crap. It's terrible.
I don't think it was filmed in 3D.
No. And TVs back then are horrible.
Yeah.
And my TV was no exception, and it was just this gray mush that just looked.
It's a
off.
black and white film, so how would you make it in 3D?
Well, they added blue and red
And
things.
just blurred the image, sure.
You put it on side by side, and so I would.
As good as Avatar.
And this is when you had an antenna on the top of your house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, did you watch the entire movie?
I've seen it since then.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, it's fine. It did. I don't remember it being scary, but
Well, good. Thank you.
Yeah, how much of it is basically just the shape of water without the sex?
It's more like here they are. From what I remember, I just remember they're in a boat in the jungle, and then here's some shots from inside a pool type of thing. So
Now, didn't the guy who plays the creature just die?
this is breaking me up.
I
No, I
always
didn't know.
cough when I'm sad.
Yeah.
You don't even have the smoke to. Here's what the Laurel Hill website describes it as. This sounds really interesting, by the way. The atomic age sci-fi horror and allegory of colonialism stars Gil Man, a human-fish hybrid being who defends his Amazon River habitat while being hunted by a team of invading marine biologists.
Well, as we all know, the real enemy of everyone is marine biology.
Yeah.
If we didn't have a marine biologist, would we have to deal with sharks? No.
No.
The Meg.
No. We'd never have like a Sharknado. Did I just say snark?
Snark.
I did. Yeah, no, I think history's greatest monsters are the marine biologists. Yeah. And not, the mining companies dumping into the Amazon.
No.
No. No, I'm kind of excited.
Now, have you seen Anaconda?
Nope.
No? Should I?
Is it scary?
No.
I think I confused Anaconda with, what's the orangutan one?
King Kong.
No. No. Isn't there like an
Orangutans aren't in the Amazon.
No, they're not. They're like the Isle of Sumatra, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but there is one that I'm trying to remember. It isn't it like Ice Cube battles a orangutan. Wait a minute, I swear to God, this is a movie, right? This isn't something I came up with.
I'm trying to come up with a good title for it, like Orangadai or something.
Well, anyway, like.
So what do we think happens?
No, I'm saying that Anaconda is another one of these just dopes going down a river.
Yeah.
And to study. And then
Anaconda,
yeah.
Heart of Darkness,
I
dopes going down a river.
What's the Eve one with
Deliverance?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's the Eve one with what's her name?
The Eve one?
Fonda and Stanwyck.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Lady Eve.
Yeah.
The African Queen?
There again, dopes on a river.
Yeah. But also, Lady Eve is a dopes on a river.
Is it?
That's true. Yeah, I guess it is a dopes on a river.
I think.
Huckleberry Finn.
The dopes on the river genre.
It is a whole genre. Dopes on a river. So I can't wait to see these dopes get eaten by the monster.
Yeah.
I guess he doesn't eat people, but we can dream.
He's fighting against colonialism.
I believe it.
It was a really woke movie for the 50s.
All right, so I'm excited to see this movie. It's gonna be fun.
What do you think's gonna happen?
I know Gilman, the creature from the Black Lagoon. I know a chick gets involved.
Yeah.
There is a chick.
So love triangle.
Love triangle between her, I guess her scientist dope, and
sort of a King Kong kind of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look, a lot of these movies, there's always like a triangle with the monster.
Yeah.
Women will look anything.
Yes, we will. Apparently. I know this is one of Guillermo del Toro's favorite films, and he said he identifies with the creature, which again, that's actually kind of interesting in that it's Latin America.
Yeah.
And it fits.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not one of the only people who liked Shape of Water and was glad it won Best Picture. It's a very weird win, a very strange movie to win.
Yeah,
which I think is great.
Yeah, I liked Pan's Labyrinth better, but
no, Pan's Labyrinth's a better film. But yeah,
is it scary?
Pan's Labyrinth?
Yeah, a little.
Emotionally, yes.
Yeah.
It's not so much scary as emotionally scarred.
The creature is pretty scary, though.
Oh yeah. The
I've
Doug
seen
Jones is-
those,
Yeah, he's pretty unnerving. So, all right. So, are we ready to go watch the movie?
I think we are. Got 10 minutes.
Oh, till they open the gates.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were at a party. The dear Lord fell in the day. Someone reached in and grabbed it. Was a raw lobster.
So I gotta say, one thing that struck me right away, not right away, but pretty quickly, was how American this is. And like specifically in contrast to the other Universal horror movies that we all know about. Those are all usually set somewhere in Europe and have European actors. Frankenstein set in Germany, stars British actors, British director. Dracula set, in Transylvania, and then England, Bela Lugosi's Hungarian. Even the Wolfman, it's set in England, even though Lon Chaney Jr. is American. The Invisible Man, Claude Rains is British. And so this is so very different because, it's set in the Amazon. This is a very American type of story because I love how the movie starts first with like the opening lines of Genesis, but then immediately goes right into, however, science.
Yeah.
And it's all about, they're scientists. This is all about evolution and science. And it's very 1950s American. We're doing this because we want to go into space because the American frontier is gone.
Yes.
It's over. And so what's next? Well, first we're taking over, Latin America for our own scientific experiments, but then we want to go into space. Like, this is a very American horror movie.
Yeah.
And that really struck me right away, that I found really fascinating. Just its contrast with all of the other Universal horror films. So, yeah, and the fact that not only is it that everybody's a scientist, but you've got I guess he's kind of the lead researcher, this Mark guy, and he sucks. He is the worst.
He's the head of the institute and in charge of getting all the funding.
Yeah.
And that's what he cares the most about.
Well, not only that, but I mean, he's really in for the kill.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he's like corporate America.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So science isn't really the enemy. It's capitalism.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
As always. Isn't that always the enemy? I really you know what? This was really good.
Yeah.
It struck me that, it has the same feel of all those movies we would watch on Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yeah.
But it's like a good version of that.
Yeah.
I
mean, there's definitely stuff to mock
and
laugh at. But, I think, there's a reason it's remembered and other films have been forgotten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. One thing that struck me is how much of this is underwater. And it looks really good.
Yeah.
And, it's fascinating how, you hear, there's going to be a lot of swimming, and I'm just like, it's going to be kind of weird and boring. No, this looks really cool. They do some interesting things where he's kind of mirroring, by which I mean the monster, the creature. Gilman. He is mirroring what the girl is doing when she's swimming in the water.
They're kind of having sex.
Yes.
Yeah. He's underneath her.
Yeah.
And they're horizontal.
Yeah.
So there's definitely she doesn't know it.
Well, you had said when the movie was over, this was a very horny movie.
It's an incredibly horny movie. Yes. There's a lot of hitting things with harpoons. And,
yes.
White ejaculate in the water. And
yeah, no, literally, yes. In fact, isn't the drug that they're using, I swear to God, it's Rohypnol.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can't believe it. They roofie the monster.
Roofie the monster. And when the harpoon hits him the first time, it's right in the ass. So,
yeah.
It was a very horny movie.
To the point where, as we said, there's probably a love triangle.
There's definitely a love triangle. Well, I was going to say, like, so Kay, the soul woman, who has very pointy breasts.
The most 50s breast line I've ever
out.
seen.
Someone's going to lose an eye.
Yes.
Very Laura Croft.
Yeah. There are a few love triangles, because maybe with Gilman, her main love interest is David, who I would say he's like the sex object in the film, because he runs around with the least amount of clothes like the whole time.
Yeah.
Everyone else gets dressed and he's just in his little black panties.
Absolutely.
And posing all over the place. Like, he always finds his light and shows off his chest and his legs. David is the object.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, so Mark is the bad guy, but I'm pretty sure Mark and David are lovers at one point, and now David is with Kay. He doesn't want to marry her. She's pushing to get married, although they've only known each other 6 months.
Yeah.
She's like, we gotta get married, and he's like, no, not yet. And it's like, yeah, he's not gonna marry you.
No.
But yeah, like, David and Mark have to take their shirts off and fight, and they always like go swimming together. And we already established swimming is sex, and very horny film.
Yes. Yeah, it's fascinating how there is like this. It's barely even sublimated.
Yeah.
And like the tension between David and Mark, it's obviously like, we have differences on what we're doing here, but there's also like this other tension underneath it. Absolutely. Yeah. But that's the 50s all over. Films that are like they're horny in a way that they don't even know what to do with themselves.
Yeah.
You know? It's not like in the 30s and the 40s where there was something playful about it. In the 50s, it's all kind of like, I'm going to explode.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Which is fascinating to me. So what'd you think of the creature?
He killed people by putting his hand on their face.
I wish I could do that sometimes.
A nice big webbed hand that just he'd grab face palm them and they would die.
You know,
or whatever happened to that other guy.
Right. The one guy who was in bandages. For no real reason.
I didn't I guess he got scratched, but then like the creature goes and scratches other people, and I don't know. Mm-hmm. It is rather inconsistent.
Yeah. Yes, and also I think the creature's a little racist.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kills brown people. He does kill Mark, so he does kill a white man. And
the whitest of white men in this movie.
Yeah. And that is the one death everyone recognizes.
Yes. Yeah.
Because he kills a man in front of Kay.
Yeah.
Right? And then Kay runs away and she immediately falls down, because you have to do that. Mm-hmm. And then he picks her up, and later on they're like, he could have killed you. And she's like, yeah, but he didn't. And it's like, he killed someone else right in front of you. Like, what are you saying? Like, he could have killed me, but he didn't, so I don't think he's so bad. He did kill someone.
Yes.
You watched him kill someone. But that person was brown, so it's okay.
Yeah. They were the help. It doesn't count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had names, but we don't remember.
You know what struck me, though? As we were watching this is Jaws.
Yeah, it's Jaws.
It's Jaws.
It's totally Jaws.
It's a very influential shots and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't think was it Bruce has as much pathos as Gilman.
No.
But.
Yeah, I actually feel bad for Gilman. First of all, we invade his house. You know, they show up.
We took his hand.
Yeah. You know, and
his house has, like, in the background, it looked like it had, like, columns and everything.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Do you think that, the idea is that there is an entire underwater civilization?
Yeah.
Oh, man. See, but what I like is that
I hope Dave got pics of that stuff.
Well, you notice how he didn't get pictures early on when they thought that he got the... Yeah. But yeah, so, the thing with Jaws is, okay, so there are whole scenes in Jaws that are kind of a rewrite of this. So there are things with a lot of stuff with the winch.
Yeah, the winch.
It was like the same shot almost.
Exactly. A lot of that is the same. The thing with the net and the way that it's like going, the mast is going to break, and when they bring up, they've got like in Jaws, it's the shark tooth that they get, when they go in the boat, and in this, it's I guess a bit of scale or claw or something, But yeah, it really struck me like there's a lot of like parallels with Jaws. I mean, obviously, this would have influenced it. I had no idea going into it, but that was kind of fun to watch.
And then the swimming with the woman swimming. With the monster underneath her, and that's very much like Jaws. This woman swimming and not knowing that there's something underneath her, danger.
And the whole thing with like the way that it's framed with her legs is definitely like almost a shot for shot remake in Jaws. It's really cool. I thought that was great. But yeah, no, you don't care for like Bruce. Yeah, you're fine with them finally blowing him up. Although, the other thing I thought was kind of interesting, like again, it was because in Jaws they blow him with the air canister, and in this they're blowing using an air gun on
to roofie him.
To roofie him, yeah.
And ejaculate towards him.
Yeah, it really does look like. Oh man.
I will say this about the scene with Kay swimming in the lagoon. Okay, so they boated up the Amazon and they see crocodiles.
Yep.
Right? They're seeing crocodiles left and right. And then they go swimming in the lagoon. Like the men go like scuba diving in the lagoon, and they bring up some rocks and they need to go test them. So she's all by herself, and she goes swimming all by herself in crocodile infested waters.
Yeah. I thought I was wondering, like, honey, that
with her cone-shaped bra.
Yeah. Again, I am really like it's like that perfect, horrible, painful, honestly looking shape. The way. Oh God, I've thought too much about breasts in the 1950s. It's such a strange shape.
It's only painful if you're actually filling it all the way up. Like if it's mostly padding, it's not painful.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
It's like those plague masks that had like the extra point
Yeah.
at the front. It's not all
got
filled
flowers
with,
in
yeah.
there to combat the smell. Is that it?
Okay. I don't know. Anything else? Do we want to say or? Anything else?
They kept talking about how this was like anti-colonialism, and I think that was stretching.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I do think it's supposed to be at least a little critical of scientists will go into an area. And,
right. There's a little bit of a conservationist.
Yeah, but
thing, like we have to protect this species that we know nothing about.
Right. But yeah, I think anti-colonialist is a stretch.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like maybe someone that wrote it decided to say that later or something.
I think
felt
they
very
were,
revisionist.
I think they were saying that today in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that was the press kit.
The
for
classic
this.
Anti-colonialism movie.
It's like, it's not.
No.
This isn't.
That's too much to ask for the 1950s.
Like this. I mean, my God, this isn't even Fitzcarraldo.
Yeah.
I mean, although it's the same.
Dopes on a boat.
Dopes on a boat. Yes, the ultimate dopes on a boat is Fitzcarraldo.
Yeah.
So how where does this rank in the dopes on a boat scale?
I don't know. Lady Eve or.
Yeah, Lady Eve is number one.
That's up there.
Yeah.
Anaconda's pretty high. If neither of you have seen Anaconda, it steals a lot.
Oh, does it really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a very influential film.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. Like, I mean, I've always heard of it, right?
Right.
But for whatever reason, I just never got around to seeing it. For no reason, because again, I've seen a lot of the other Universal horror movies, and I love them.
Right.
And I just, for whatever reason, I just hadn't seen this. But yeah, it was great. I can totally see where it's influential on things. I guess I have to see Anaconda. Yeah, I thought this was awesome. And again, I was really amazed at how I was kind of captivated by all of the underwater stuff.
Yeah.
And it's really nicely filmed. Like, I like how, it's obviously all done in a pool because, but they're smart in that it's so dark in there.
Yeah.
And so there's something, and the fact that he glows underwater, more or less, it looks like, it just looks so I don't know, like, I really like it. There's something beautiful about it. And one other thing I meant to bring up, and one thing I found really interesting about the creature himself is the way that he is kind of gasping when he's above air. It's not like a very mobile mask. I mean, it's not, you know, but they do
can't really turn his head.
No, and you don't really get emotion from it or anything exactly, but they do what they can with it, and it's really interesting. It's really cool.
Actually, the eyes weren't that bad. It didn't look like, like cutouts or anything. Or
Yeah, I thought it was actually rather good.
Apparently, it was extremely hard to see through.
Oh God, I can't imagine. Honestly, that's the thing. I can't imagine what this actor went through doing this role, because it's a big rubber suit.
Yeah.
And he had to hold his breath.
I think it was like 4 minutes a time, I read.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I was so into the story that I kind of kept forgetting, which is what you're supposed to do when you're watching a film, but I kept forgetting how long this actor had to hold his breath underwater and swim. This man must have been an incredible athlete. Yeah. I mean, it's really something to watch. The fact that I could forget about, because they spend that long following him underwater. Right. And it's also just really well edited. But, like, there's so much that he's doing under there that is really incredible, just, like, from a physical aspect. Right. So. Well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was awesome.
So, yeah, influential movie. Get to see where, like, some tropes come from.
Absolutely. Yeah. I always find that interesting. I always like to...
It's like if you ever see any Charlie Chaplin films, and then you're like, oh, Looney Tunes stole everything.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's fascinating when you find the origin point for something you've seen many times. Yeah. And then there's something so fresh about it, though, even then, like, you suddenly recognize, oh, this is what that is referring to. This is where that comes from. And I love that,
What do you think of the music? Think it's too repetitive?
Yeah, it's a little repetitive. It's very, I brought up...
I'm sure at the time it was like, oh my God.
I couldn't whistle it for you now if you asked me to.
But it's funny, it just sounds like standard monster movie music. And that's fine, but it just reminded me of all those movies we would watch on MST3K. This could have been the music from,
I don't think the music was distracting. It
didn't
distract me.
Oh, I didn't dislike it. It didn't distract me, but I was struck by, like, how this is sort of very typical, and that's not a bad thing. I actually, I kind of enjoy that type of stuff, but this is very typical, like, 1950s monster movie.
Let's say this about Jaws: it did not influence Jaws' soundtrack.
God, no.
But I could see Spielberg wanting it. Trying, because apparently when John Williams played him, Spielberg's like, what? Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, he's like, no, trust me, it'll work, and then...
No, Williams' score is so brilliant. Not just with the Jaws theme, but the way that he also then incorporates, like, sea shanties and, like, different types of music. It's, like, I mean, the Jaws score is, there's a reason we all know it. Yeah. And this, this was good monster movie music.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, let me just do a quick, read off what the movie is.
Oh, okay.
Because, I always do that, so. Creature from the Black Lagoon, so. So that, you got me? Good. Yeah. So that was Creature from the Black Lagoon, starring Richard Carlson, Julie Adams, Richard Denning, who's, God, he's so good as Mark the villain. Antonio Moreno, Nestor Paiva, let's see, Whit Bissell, he's the guy that gets his face ripped off. A bunch of people. Directed by Jack Arnold and written by Harry Essex and Arthur A. Ross and Maurice Zim. So that movie was awesome.
Yeah.
So that was a quick little bonus episode of Creature from the Black Lagoon that we watched with Carolyn West, and yeah, hopefully we are going to come back to recording regular episodes soon, but we just wanted to do this little quick bonus episode while we could. What?
I was going to say hi.
Oh, okay. You want me to start over?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Sorry, I'm recording this in our new bedroom. We've moved, and things are in flux right now and chaotic, and we're still cleaning out our old house and have to sell it and all that stuff, and we're living with my mother and sister to help take care of them, and that gets all finding new rhythms and house and all that stuff. So
yeah.
But we will be back as soon as we can, which hopefully won't be too long. I'm hoping by the end of July, something like that.
I'm nodding.
Yeah. He's nodding. And I apologize. I'm just recording this on my phone because our recording equipment is packed up right now. I'm not even sure where it is.
Oh, it's over here.
Oh, it's in our closet?
No, it's in a bag and in a, it's all right by us.
Well, I think our bedroom is going to be the recording studio for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, thank you for listening. Obviously, once we're back, I'll do like a real, hey, join the Patreon, because we will start doing like regular episodes soon, and have episodes for Hollywood Avalon and all the rest of that. So, the drill. Social media. We're on Blue Sky now. Mary vs. Movies on there.
Stitcher?
Stitcher is dying.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. I'm so annoyed.
Mm-hmm.
You can't listen to us on Stitcher come August, but you can still listen to us on Apple and Spotify and Google and all the rest of it. And we're on Twitter. I don't know what that means anymore, but we're on there, and we're on Instagram, and like pretty much
could be one of your 600 tweets.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. So anyway, obviously this is a little bit of a scattershot ending, but we will be back very soon, I hope. Is that your until next time?
That's my creature.
That's your creature? That's perfect.